overzealousness ng itong mga congressman. You know, they want everything done by legislation, by law. Tapos, they are criticizing the executive department tayo of issuing rules and regulations. Alam mo, when you discuss the ministerial functions of government, nandyan yung law-making body. But the president, in the absence of a law, and there is really a pressing need for presidential intervention, the president can issue rules and regulations. In the meantime, na walang batas, I can issue rules and regulations to guide the departments under me, the secretary, na ito ang gawain ninyo because in the meantime, I said, maybe trying to craft a law. Kung hindi ako maka-issue ng rules during times of crisis, you castrate the president. Kaya ako nagsasabi sa kanila, let us be clear on this. Some of us are lawyers, pareho man tayo, but yung interpretation ninyo does not really fit into what I have learned in school, sa law school. Itong presidente, every time that there is a problem, sabihin nila, oh, you cannot do that, there is no law. So if there is no law and there is a crisis, what would you do? Oh, makatulong kayo. But tapos mag-craft kayo ng law, magdaldal pa kayo ng isang buwan.
Metro Manila and several other areas remain under alert level 2 until mid-December. The government says face shields may soon make a comeback if the Omicron variant enters the country. Before meeting the NTF last night, President Duterte personally visited the vaccinations in Antipolo. The OCTA research group warns some vaccines may not be effective against the Omicron variant. And presidential hopefuls are set to visit several areas later as the country celebrates Bonifacio Day. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's everything you need to know as you jumpstart your day. I'm Charles Lejano. Kicking off today's newscast with the Interagency Task Force announcing the latest alert level system nationwide. Apayao is the only province in the Philippines under alert level 3 from December 1 to 15. Metro Manila remains under alert level 2, as well as other parts of the country. The complete list of areas under alert level 2 are now flashed on your screen. Earlier this month, the government already struck down the mandatory face shield protocol, a move welcomed by the public. But as the threat of the Omicron variant looms, several officials still believe the shields will provide an additional layer of protection.
I would suggest to the task force to make a statement. Maybe we'll be strict again that kayo ang task force.
Pag pumasok po yung Omicron at tumaas yung alert level, i-impose po ulit natin. Para pong siya, sa layman's term, yung face po parang payong. Pag malakas ang ulan, nagpapayong po tayo. Pero pag wala ng ulan, pwedeng itabi lang muna yung payong.
Several key government officials attended the first day of the national vaccination drive. Despite this, authorities have scaled down their target from 15 million to just 9 million for the first round of national inoculations. Patricia Mangune tells us why.
President Duterte himself led the start of the three-day national vaccination campaign in Antipolo City. In his speech, he called on the public to cooperate in order to reach the target inoculation of 70% of the nationwide population. The three-day drive aims to administer 9 million shots in more than 8,000 vaccination sites all over the country. Some of the vaccination sites in Antipolo were designated to accept walk-ins and non-residents. That's why some residents from the towns of Cainta and Angono flocked to the Our Lady of Peace School Gymnasium to get vaccinated.
Dito po kasi mabilis yung proseso ng pagbabaksin. Siguro sa iba naman siguro ganun din pero mas siguro dito sa mabilis.
Dito po kami agad-agad kasi kailangan namin sa trabaho. Kapag walang vaccine, hindi kami pwedeng magtrabaho.
Health Secretary Francisco Duque III also visited the Marikina Sports Complex, the city's mega vaccination site. Duque himself administered Pfizer vaccines to some minors scheduled for pediatric vaccination. Another three-day drive will be conducted on December 15 to 17 in order to complete the vaccination of 54 million Filipinos by year-end. The target vaccination had to be scaled down from 15 million to 9 million due to supply and logistical issues.
Some logistical issues, yung mga syringes ng ibang mga bakuna hindi dumating on time. So that is why we are planning for another round come December 15 to 17 so that we will be able to hopefully make up for the gap.
Health authorities reiterate that the vaccine paired with strict compliance to minimum health standards are the best protection against COVID-19. For News 5, Patricia Mangune, we are One News.
Despite border controls and the continued vaccination drive, health officials say it's only a matter of time before the Omicron variant finds its way to Philippine shores. Mobile journalist Jacob Lazaro gives us the front seat to the story.
Tis the season to be merry, but for the Department of Health, it's precisely the season to be worried. With the new COVID variant spreading globally,
at nakikita natin as the holiday season is just around the corner, tataas pa po ang mobility natin. At nakikita natin yung unti-unting pagbaba ng ating compliance to MPHS.
the government is now banking on tighter border controls, but health officials say it will only be a matter of time before the new variant gets in. So the strategy is to delay its entry, while still making sure that Filipinos adhere strictly to health protocols, especially during the holidays.
Mayroong potential na mas maging transmissible at posible nga pong may epekto sa efficacy ng ating mga bakuna kahalin tulad dun sa nakita natin sa Delta.
We'll take it one day at a time. Ang mensahe ko na lamang po siguro is we've been through this before.
Business groups have been pushing for a further loosening of restrictions for the Christmas season. But over the weekend, Health Secretary Francisco Duque III said he prefers extending Alert Level 2 in Metro Manila. The government is also depending on vaccination. But there's another concern. Since the Omicron variant is very different from the original COVID-19 virus, it's not yet clear if the current vaccines will still be as effective against it.
Hindi naman po magzi-zero yung protection ng ating vaccines. Gradual po yung pagbagsak nito kung sakali man.
Salvania says manufacturers can modify their vaccine. IATF Chief Implementer Carlito Galvez Jr. adds that they may also bring back the face shield requirement, but the DOH says there is no need for that just yet. In the meantime, the IATF is recalibrating its policies on COVID alert levels. Mobile journalist Jacob Lazaro, we are One News.
OCTA research fellow and microbiologist Father Nick Austriaco fears that some vaccine brands may not be effective against the Omicron variant. On 1PH sa Totoo Lang, the expert explained that it's possible for some vaccine brands like AstraZeneca, Moderna, or Gamaleya to not be as effective against the new variant because of the changes to its spike protein. But Austriaco clarified that studies are still ongoing, so the Philippines does not have to dramatically change its current health protocols. He's also hoping that the Omicron variant will only enter the country by next year, so that Filipinos can have a Merry Christmas.
We just have to get ready in case Omicron is more transmissible and immune evasive than Delta. It will eventually arrive, but remember, it took several months before Delta arrived in the Philippines. So we hope that Omicron, if it arrives, will arrive in the new year, which will allow us to celebrate, a near to normal Christmas.
Austriaco also revealed that he and his students in UST are eyeing to create a yeast vaccine against the Omicron variant. But he admits that there's still a lot of paperwork to do to ship in some biological materials into the Philippines. For now, Austriaco says his students are already making a vaccine against this new variant, noting that they already have one for the Delta and one for the original strain detected in Wuhan.
When we do repeat our animal tests in the next few months, hopefully we'll be doing it with a Delta or with an Omicron vaccine candidate, because it's important to keep track of the most current dominant variant that is arising.
Let's find out where the presidential bulls are headed today. Vice President Leni Robredo will visit Masbate. Her supporters will welcome her at the Masbate airport, after which they will hold a caravan to the Magallanes Coliseum. Former Senator Bongbong Marcos is heading to Leyte today, and he'll be traveling from Tacloban to Borongan. Meanwhile, Senator Bongo will be in San Juan City. He was invited as a guest of honor and speaker for the launch of a project aiming to distribute assistance to various sectors. The Lacson Soto tandem will also be in San Juan for a consultation meeting with the bus sector. This meeting will be held at their headquarters at Northeast Green Hills. And Manila Mayor Isko Moreno, along with Vice Mayor Hani Lacuna, will lead the wreath-laying activity for Govt Andres Bonifacio's 158th birth anniversary. The ceremony will be held at the Liwasang Bonifacio. Here are the stories to watch out for later today. It's day 2 of the national vaccination drive. The MMDA is set to discuss the re-implementation of number coding in Metro Manila starting this week. And President Duterte is expected to attend the Bonifacio Day celebrations in San Juan this morning. And that's how the day is shaping up to be. Join us again later at 9 a.m. as we monitor the day's biggest stories from sunrise to sundown. You can also catch One News on Signal Play. Just register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime and anywhere. I'm Charles Lejano. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We're One News.